okay. Okay, well, brilliant. All right, so this morning's a little bit different, and I can see that Annie and Hasim and Romsia are online, so 6 of you online, so I appreciate that. I also just got a report from Hasim about some of the work that you and Annie have been doing, so I'll take a look at that later on. So today's a little bit different because we've been talking about having or moving the developer zone onto this new website, and I know that many of you have signed up, and I appreciate you doing that. And now it's sort of time to sort of move across to this new website. Right, and so we're moving across to this new website. So I just want to, rather than do a much of a technical today, I just want to kind of give you a quick tour of the website. So this is the new home for the ZP Developer Zone. As you've already seen, in order to access this or find this webinar, then we do have the members webinar channel. So that's what we're, there's going to be some horrible feedback in a minute, but every week, if you want to join the webinar, just come in under the webinars, the members webinars here. Now, other features that we have on this website as well as also the channels. So what I mean by the channels are, every week ZP puts out a newsletter. We do a video newsletter. So if you're interested in finding that quickly, then you can actually find it underneath the members channels. I know that Hasim follows it because he comments on it, so thank you, Hasim. So we've also put it onto this website so that every week we do a video log on a Sunday, and if you want to kind of get news from Zimmer and Peacock or keep up to date, then if you go to our channels page here, then the latest video will be there. And also, as we expand this academy, the latest videos talking about the academy will also be here, so that we have, so that will be updating as well. And also, we haven't done a webinar in a while, so I think it is time that we did a big webinar, where we invite sort of, we invite like 100 people or something like that, and we do something online. It's probably worth saying that Hasim did a webinar a week or two ago, probably a week ago, to Aceh province in Indonesia, to one of the universities. I spoke to a veterinary group there. So Hasim has been doing webinars in Indonesia, and he had 150 attendees, so that's pretty impressive. So I just want to kind of say that on this page, the webinars are linked. So if you want to find one of the old webinars, then you can find them on here. So what you do is, if you want to attend this webinar, the weekly webinar, which you guys always do, that's great. You can just click on the webinars button. If you want to find if you want to follow our newsletter, then come to the channels. If you want to see what's the latest module that we put up on the Academy, you can also come to this page. And if you want to see one of our old webinars, the one on impedance or the one on biosensors or the one on wearables, for example, that will be on this page as well. So, I just want to kind of say that those are there. Now, we also do a podcast every week. Just to say, if you're interested in kind of listening rather than watching, then there are also podcasts that we've been doing for quite a while now. And so those are also on this website as well. So what we're trying to do is, hi April. So what we're trying to do is, at Zimmer and Peacock, we try to do a lot of content for our developers. And so rather than it being sort of all over the web, we're trying to now give you a portal or an easy way of finding this material. So as I say, there's a few interesting buttons here. There's the webinars, which you're attending now, so thank you. Like I say, not this week. I'm not going to do a technical. I just want to kind of give you a quick rundown of the website. So we've got the webinars page, we've got the channels, we've got the podcasts, and then just lastly, there's a news button, and that will basically take you to we often put out a blog article, and so if you're interested in kind of following the blog, you will also find it in these buttons as well. Now, at the moment, we have there's a few things that somebody like Haseem or a few of you might be interested in looking at. We have groups on this website. So we have a developers group. So we can basically create groups. So I'd be very interested in, if there's a topic of interest, and we want to kind of create a subgroup, like for example, we want to do a group around pathogens. That's quite popular. So we could create a pathogens group, or we can create a nanomaterials group. So I just want to say that there's an ability to be able to create groups. And there's also, I think, which is quite interesting, is also an ability to create forums where people can ask questions, I think, and then other people can follow those kind of questions. So there's a lot more social. Hi, Dima. Hi, Dima. So there's much more ability to be able to create a post. So if you've got a question, now so far we've been using. Not a lot, but we have been using that chat engine called Discord. But what I want to do is, we end up with YouTube and Discord and a bit of Facebook, and it's all a little bit, it's sometimes maybe hard to find old stuff. So what I want to do is I want to give the developer zone, and you can see we put quite a bit of effort into this, that give you a place where the material and the webinars and the training and everything, it's all in one place. We're trying to make it a lot easier to find stuff. So as well as specific pages, the webinars, the channels, the podcast, and the news, there's these groups, and I'd be very interested, Haseem, you're online as well. If we want to start playing with groups and creating groups, we can do that. And also, if we want to start creating forums where people can chat or ask questions, then we should also be doing that. So this week, I know that many of you are following on, watching the YouTube stream, but the way we're doing the YouTube stream has changed quite a bit now. That in future, you won't have to look for a link every week, because at the moment what's happening is I create a link, I give the link to Haseem. Haseem has to make sure you will get it. You will have to sort of click a new link every week. You won't have to do that anymore. So going forward, every week, just come to this page, and you will see, when we go live, this will go live, and you'll be able to basically watch it there. So that will make that simpler. And then, as I say, the past webinars then will be here, so you can find that. If you missed a webinar, you'll quickly find it there as well. So I think that's really what I want to speak about this week. That we do this week was a bit of an experiment, because I wanted to make sure that you were all able to find us and able to navigate into this and follow us online. The fact that there's all 6 of you are here basically is a great sign that that this is working. So I'm appreciative of that. Now, what I might do is I might create a new post, right? And the post is this: what? Let me have a see if I can do it. What technical subject should we talk about next week? Right, so I might ask that question, and then next week in the ZP Developer Developer Zone webinar, What shall we discuss? Right. So the reason I'm doing this now is I'm just showing you that we can actually create these kind of questions. Oh, this is good. Yeah, so we give these questions. And then we can kind of basically create that, and then we can basically answer these kind of questions. So this is a in some ways a better way then of having those kind of conversations. Now I noticed that a few of you are online, so I just want to have a quick look. So this is cool. So so yesterday I gave a lecture for the Magistrals program. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, so I really appreciate this. Yeah, leprosy and hepatitis for the next study. So this is interesting to me, see. So I appreciate the fact that you guys are giving us some feedback during the chat, because that's one of the things I want to say, that, you know, I've said it already, but we could maybe create a group around the idea of tropical medicines, or not tropical medicines, maybe tropical diseases. You know, for example. So we can basically create a group around the idea of tropical diseases, and then we can have discussions in that group about tropical diseases. So if I go back to groups now, we now have I created it, so as one member. So what I'm saying is, if there's an interest in things like hepatitis and leprosy and candida, then we can create, you know, groups around that, so, you know, those discussions can take place in groups. So what I want to do then is I want to sort of summarize up now then, which is, I know I've been talking about this new website for a while, and thanks to Hasim and Didin, who's one of our guys in Indonesia, we've put together this new web page, or this new website. It really is intended for you guys. So you have to be a member to be able to access this material. And what we're going to do, you have to be a member to access this. So you can find the webinar here, you'll find the channels here, you'll find the podcast here, you'll find the news here. We'll be able to create groups, and we'll be able to create forums, and so we'll be able to chat in there. So what I want to do then is I'm going to wrap up this week. I wanted to keep it kind of short this week, because I only wanted to really make sure that this was going to work properly for us, and the fact that you're all here is good. And I like the fact that you do think this is a good idea, so thank you for the confirmation. So going forward, we won't use the Discord webinar. So I am looking for ideas for next week. It might be worth if you come to the research forum. I have asked a question here: what should we talk about next week? And I think you'll be able to respond to it there. So that would be interesting to try that out. So thank you very much for coming this week. Like I say, this week was an experiment. I didn't want to do a technical talk because I wasn't sure that we were actually going to be successful. You all made it, so I appreciate for that. And then next week we're going to get back to the technical, doing technical talks, and, you know, doing things that are interesting to you. It's interesting actually, yeah, because you are giving me some ideas in the chat as well about what we can do next week. So we might actually touch upon leprosy and hepatitis next week, actually. But yeah, have a look at the forum, maybe put some ideas there, and then we'll do those ideas next week. So thank you to you all, and thank you to Hasim. Like I say, this will be the new place that we can interact. I built it especially for you guys, so I hope it's useful to us. Like I said, I want to keep it short this week. Okay, I'm looking at the chat, but everyone's quite quiet, so I will say we'll do this again next week, 8 AM London time. It will be more technical next week, but I wanted to make sure this week that we all got into the new website. All right, brilliant. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your time this week, and thank you for participating in this first experiment about using the new website. I do appreciate it. All right, thanks very much.